What's up, everybody? Thanks for hanging out Bridgeside on this Monday night. We're here in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn. And for the next half an hour, we're going to talk sports. So let me just get right into it. Let me introduce you to the panel. As always, I'm your man, Boo. To my left, we got Dr. Phil, Dr. Sports Science. How you doing, Philly Cags?
What's going on, everyone? How's your Thanksgiving?
Oh, it was fantastic. Very nice. How was yours?
It was fantastic. Look at that. I was thinking the same thing.
Oh, my God. All right. And then to his left, a rare appearance on the panel. He's usually the man behind the scenes, the man behind the mask, the man behind the velvet rope, if you will. It's DB, Donald Boss. Glad to have you up here.
What's going on? My Thanksgiving was great.
How was your Thanksgiving? It was good?
Oh, it was great.
All right. You can see we're missing Win and Chris tonight. Who needs them? It's all right. We're going to go. The show goes on.
Does it? Does it go on without those guys?
I think so.
Okay, good. Let's
maybe
do it.
we'll have an amazing show. We don't know. But anyway, let's get right into it. It's time for Sports in 10. Big sports week. Let's start with NFL. Week 12. Fresh off of Week 12. Get 10 minutes on the clock. Let's talk football. Let's start with the Eagles because I think it's the only way to start. One loss on the season. They're just demolishing teams. So I'm going to start with Donnie. I mean, is this team really the team to beat right now?
Yes, they are. They are that good. They are the best team in the NFL.
You know why I gave you this question, right?
There's a couple of reasons. The big number one.
About it.
The big number one is, of course, the best player in football right now. Best player that I've seen in years to come along. That is one Carson Wentz.
Come on. I gave this question to you because this man is in love with Carson Wentz.
Absolutely.
Meanwhile, Tom Brady has numbers that are way better than him this year. But everybody just seems to forget that. But, all right, so you think this team is legit? Even the defense?
The defense is playing better than they need to because they put up so many points. I think that's good enough to win games. And, I mean, look, the playoffs is a completely different story. That's something I can't speak to. I'm not going to act like I could. But, yes, I think right now they're more than good enough to demolish any NFC team they have to.
Come on, Carson Wentz is awesome. I'm not saying he's better than
He's
Brady.
good.
He looks great.
He's good, but
He looks great.
Doesn't make mistakes.
Donnie's in love with him, so I just had to throw that to him. I think the trade with the Giants is really going to end up paying dividends. Maybe they'll win a playoff game or two.
And you know who could have got Wentz? The Cleveland Browns. But they traded him.
Sure, they traded him.
That's what they do. Let's bring it. We're going to keep it in the NFC East, and we're going to talk about a team that's going in the opposite direction. This NFC East was supposed to be really good, and the division is over. Let's talk about the Cowboys and what's been going on the last few weeks, and Dak. What's going on with Dak?
I mean, it just goes to show you, if anyone out there thought that Elliott was a product of the offensive line, it's not just the offensive line. This team looks terrible without Elliott. And
bad.
Prescott looks horrendous. You know, I read an article that said Wentz and Prescott rivalry for years to come. This doesn't look like anything like a rivalry. Prescott looks really bad back there. Without Elliott to lean on, without, he didn't have Tyron Smith for a couple of games. I know that's a big thing. It's his blind side. But he just does not look like a quarterback that can be the guy to lead the team. He looks like a very good game manager. And, I mean, and that's not saying he's terrible, but he's going to need more help.
Terrible. I like Dak a lot.
But I'm just saying, but he doesn't look like the guy that's going to lead your team. He looks like the guy that's a very good game manager, one of the top of the line ones, but not into that next step.
Donnie?
I like Dak a lot. He's no Wentz, of course. But just to no, what I was going to say, though, is I really don't blame him also for what's going on at this point. The play calling seems to have gotten a lot more conservative over the past couple of weeks, which you hate watching as a fan. You want to see teams move down the field. Yeah,
but if you want to be
a 6-yard pass, it doesn't work.
But if you want to be a star QB, you have to step up. These are pathetic games.
All right, let's switch it up. And I got to just tell you, my favorite rule change in the NFL this year. We always give the NFL a hard time, a lot of the things they do, but they brought the touchdown celebrations back. Donnie, have you seen some of the celebrations? Did you see the Temptations dance that the Eagles were doing yesterday?
Yeah, they're the best team in the league with it because they scored so many touchdowns.
How good is this change? Yeah. How good is this change? And have you seen a really good celebration this year?
It's amazing, and most of them have come from the Eagles. They'll do these different, like they set up as like a whole baseball field of guys where somebody pitched and then somebody was like fielding balls and stuff. They were doing, they did the, what is it, like the old school, like, where they hop on top of each other, like
the Vikings did that.
Yeah. The Vikings also did one. The Kansas City Chiefs did like the potato sack race.
That was great.
they're coming up with a lot of good stuff. It
I
seems like
love
they're
it.
really taking advantage of the opportunity.
Absolutely. I mean, the No Fun League, that's what it's known for. But I think
What about
it's a
the
great
Thanksgiving dinner with the Vikings on
That was
Thursday
good.
night? That was great. I thought that was
such
awesome.
a production.
I thought that was awesome.
I think with the craziest and the wildest, the better. I think it's great for the game, and it gives me a good laugh. So I think it's
agree.
great. Let's switch it up to NBA. Phil, I'm gonna start with you. Derrick Rose, more news, injury news. Is this guy's career over? And if it is, what's his legacy?
I'll try to make this quick. Rose, if he retires and he walks away, I heard he walks away from money from Adidas. I don't know what he's thinking. I think his career is essentially over if he keeps getting hurt, and his legacy will be a massive what if. I think.
Yeah.
I think he'll go down as the guy that won the MVP in between LeBron winning 2 MVPs that probably, now you think about, shouldn't have won the MVP. LeBron probably could have just won it. And he's going to go down as the guy that could have been great, but just could never stay healthy.
And the guy who disappeared from the Knicks for a few days.
Yeah, exactly. He's doing all this. So,
Donnie, I'm going to talk about one of the things that they tried to do, the NBA, is they tried to space out the season so that we wouldn't see these DNP rests.
right.
We're seeing a bunch already.
Yep.
Is this an epic failure?
Well, yeah, absolutely. If they're still trying to do it, there's no real way that they could legislate it, though, without just because you have to legitimately give guys games to just rest. It shouldn't be 3 or 4 guys at a time. But again, there really is no way to legislate it.
And there's ways around it.
The teams would just have to know that it's not the right thing to do for the fans, but they don't care. It seems so. It'd be on them. Yeah.
Do you have to give games for guys to rest?
Yeah, I'm
They've
not sure
spaced
about
out
that.
the season a lot. There are a lot of days off.
You're making millions of dollars.
Because you're making millions of
Man
dollars.
up
People
and take
used
the
to play
court.
82 games a year all the time. Why is all of a sudden they need rest?
No, but-
They've spaced out the league.
And these guys
I'm
should be embarrassed for taking those
I'm
days
agreeing
off.
with
like
you.
everyone has a hamstring injury or elbow injury or
Donnie, 5
agreeing
seconds.
with you. I'm agreeing with you completely, but like you're saying, I think it should be on the players and the teams. That should be on their back to do it. The league cannot legislate that. Is what I'm saying.
All right,
Yeah.
and Phil, did the Cavs right the ship? Are they the favorite
Yeah.
again in the East?
keep
it short with
I
that one.
wouldn't. I'll keep it short. Not the Celtics are playing so great that I
Okay.
can't 100% say the Cavs are definitely the favorite. They've ride the ship. They won 7 straight. LeBron looks amazing. Obviously,
Is there any doubt? I mean, if you could have made a lot of money.
Conference
just betting
finals,
them when
Cavs,
they were-
Celtics.
Yeah,
There you
100% they're going to be in the
conference finals? Cavs, Celtics.
Disagree?
Yeah.
You agree?
Cavs. Oh yeah.
Cavs, Celtics.
All
But
right, we'll see. Big news yesterday in Tennessee. Greg Schiano. I don't have my Italian analyst here to make sure my
I'm Italian.
pronunciation is
I'm
right.
Italian.
But
Just
he's
because-
more Italian.
yeah, just because he was an Italian doesn't
That's
make him.
what I'm saying.
Doesn't make him more Italian. Well,
I've never seen you wear the
I
Italian
love-
shirt.
I'm
if you
sorry.
did.
Do you
Yeah.
watch? Do you watch World Cup?
Oh, I'm
qualifiers?
sorry. Yeah, he's more Italian because he does that.
All right.
I'm
Anyway,
sorry.
Schiano, the big news, right? He was basically named this Tennessee coach. A huge uproar from the fans, and then they pull it back and they say we're not. He's not going to be our coach. Tennessee football. So let's start with Phil. Should Tennessee have went back on this decision?
Well, here's what I think about. Donnie's going to get to the whole thing about if Schiano's, but Tennessee. This isn't new news. This was like years ago. So Tennessee knew about all this and made the decision to hire them, and for backlash, then they pulled about it. I don't know. I think if you're Tennessee, you knew this was going to be a backlash. I think you should have stuck to this. Isn't breaking news. You should have stuck to what you thought.
Okay.
If you really thought he was the man for the job, and you really thought that he was clear of all that, all that mess that he was
From
a part
Penn
of,
State,
yeah,
right.
for all that mess in Penn State, if he was really clear from that, then you should have stuck by it and kept him.
Okay, Donnie. Does this guy deserve to be blacklisted? If that's what's going to end up happening now?
He doesn't deserve to be blacklisted in the least. My bone of contention is that this guy, I don't feel like he just keeps deserving these opportunities. He developed his resume on a couple of good years at Rutgers. I told you guys earlier, his NCAA record is 68-67.
Yeah.
I mean, his NFL record with the Bucks was horrendous. I just don't see where all these opportunities are coming from. Why they're a coveted head coach.
Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, we'll wrap it up there. We're going to move on to the rest of college football. But it's just a very interesting story that you don't hear about every day. Fans having such an influence. It's kind of cool when you think about it.
Yeah.
You'd like to
Yeah.
see, I'd love to see it in other sports, too. Fans be able to kind of, guide these decisions. I don't know if it's warranted.
Exactly. That's the
but-
key. That's the key.
I don't know.
We
but
don't know. We
very
can't- we
interesting,
can't make
kinda
that
Kind of
decision,
a
but-
weird story. But
No, you
let's
agree.
talk about a huge weekend in college football. Just when everything was setting up for the playoffs, the number 1 and 2 seeds lose. So let's start with Donnie. Are Bama and Miami, are they done? Are we not going to see them in the playoffs?
No, I don't think that they're done necessarily, because it seems that everybody's got a bit of a how do you say a bubble game
dink,
or something.
a dink in their armor.
Correct. So I mean, I know Clemson's like a top dog again, but they lost at Syracuse. Ooh. I mean, Wisconsin, who still hasn't lost, they still are on the outside
Donovan
looking
McNabb,
in.
Donovan McNabb up there in Syracuse. How
Yeah.
did they win that game?
Harrison.
I was very close the entire game. It was a closely contested game on a Friday night. Apparently, a Friday night's like a big
Those Friday
thing.
nights are weird.
So,
games.
my question to you: how many of these two teams are in the playoffs? 0, 1, or 2? Bama and Miami.
I'll say one of them, because they were probably itching to knock Miami out, and I think Bama they'll try anything to get in. They do have to win the playoff game though. Their conference.
Bama's not playing that game though.
Right.
That's right. It's
Bama has to sit
Georgia
back.
Auburn.
Speaking of these playoff
I'll let you
games,
go into it.
Yeah, Phil. So, what's the most exciting game? Bama's not in this
You mean the
championship
championship game, not
the
playoff
championship
game.
I'm
Okay.
sorry. And these championship
Georgia
games
Auburn,
next
right?
week.
I'll cut you off. Auburn, Georgia.
Yeah.
I know we're on.
That's the one?
Auburn, absolutely. Auburn has now beat 2 number 1 teams with Alabama and Georgia. This is Georgia's big, they were the number 1 team. They got knocked out by Auburn. This is a revenge game for Georgia. This is Auburn to say, hey, if Auburn beats Georgia again, how are they not the top team? That's a great game.
Okay.
And this is where I think Alabama gets back into the fold, is if Georgia not only beats Auburn, but in a good way.
Okay, real quick, who's the new favorite?
Clemson.
Clemson.
I'll give it to Auburn.
Yeah.
I'll give it to Auburn.
Auburn, really, and Clemson.
Yeah.
Okay, very cool.
Can't beat that resume.
I love Clemson. I think that they're the favorite also. That's Sports in 10. Ended right on time. Thank you, guys. And it's time to move on to our very next segment, which is... What is our next segment?
Are you kidding me, right?
Woo! Are you kidding me?
Did you see this?
Did that just happen?
Right. So we kind of took...
Did you see this?
Kind of took on a different form last week. Get 3 minutes on the clock. Are you kidding me? Guys, the first thing that I want to bring attention to is this Minnesota-Alabama game, basketball game, where it ended with 3 players on the court for one of the teams. It was a 5-on-3 for the past 11 minutes. Please, discuss, talk, somebody say something. Have you ever seen this before?
Yeah, so I didn't think it was possible, first of all, until on Saturday morning I happened to see it in the highlights. Because it was kind of a nothing game. It was a preseason Minnesota. Minnesota is ranked, but Alabama...
So was Alabama. Alabama was like 25th.
25, right. Yeah. I was going to say they were on the cusp. They're usually a cusp team, pretty good Division I program, but doesn't get a lot of notoriety. And it was just insane. Yeah. Everything that could go wrong did go wrong.
So
for
basically,
Alabama.
the reason for those people that didn't see it, that they ended up with 3 players on the court, is there was some kind of a scuffle on the court.
Quarter of the game,
and players ended up coming off the bench during the scuffle, and they got ejected. So I mean, what's the most? Is this? Have you ever seen anything like this
is
before?
the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. It's 5 to 3-on-5. It's street ball.
Here's the most ridiculous thing.
With no rest either. The same 3.
Here's the most ridiculous thing. For 11 minutes, they played like this, and they outscored the team with 5 guys.
I wish they won.
That's embarrassing.
I wish they won.
Horrid defense. Yeah, horrid defense.
Yeah, that's insane. But
Two people could have been double teamed, and then the other guy could still have a guy on him.
Yeah, dude. I mean, how did they score a single point?
I know. I watched the highlights. I mean, they would, the big man would just like go in. Whoever their speed guy would go in.
I don't want to hear it. Anyway, we're moving on to the next thing.
I mean,
Are you kidding me? Now, in an interview, LeBron James, his favorite player is Carson Wentz. All right, listen to me. First of all, his favorite team is the Cowboys. His favorite team is the Yankees, right? He's such a front runner. Now his favorite player is Carson Wentz, which, first of all, doesn't make any sense. This Cleveland guy is a Cowboys fan. Carson Wentz is his favorite player. Is there a bigger front runner in the world?
There isn't. No. He's a Yankee fan, but when Cleveland's making the run for the World Series, he's the biggest Cleveland Indian fan.
Then
the Indians face the Yankees. You don't know who he's rooting for. Now he's a Cowboys fan, and his favorite player is the quarterback on the Eagles that's doing well. That's like me turning to, hey, Dak Prescott's your new favorite player? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
There's no way. That's
now.
And what if Wentz isn't for real? I know Donnie. I know.
Don't wake the beast.
Now, I hate LeBron James.
I'm a big LeBron guy, too.
I hate LeBron James.
I'm a big LeBron guy.
But it's clear that he has brilliant taste with his individual football players.
Yeah. All right. Switching up to our last. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? With this fight yesterday, this guy snatched 2 chains. Talib snatched 2 chains off a Crabtree. stopped? When does it stop?
Did you see the block that Crabtree did on Toledo?
That's a world record for the amount of yards that one player has ever been blocked.
And how out of bounds he was.
Yeah.
They knocked over a cameraman. It looked like wrestling.
Who got the best of that scuffle?
It was an interesting couple of minutes. Probably Crabtree, I'd say, just because Talib's a world-class shit talker. So
I can't stand the guy Talib.
Yeah, he's a great
player, though.
First of all, is there
great
anything
player, yeah.
more disrespectful than snapping 2 chains?
No, it's 2.
Yeah.
2 chains off of somebody's neck? I don't know. Anyway,
Sick,
that's
yeah.
all you kidding me. Some funny stories around the world of sports, so thank you for that. Next up, where are we going? You could tell I'm all
Okay, we're
scattered
going to the
today.
Bridgeside Challenge.
We're kicking
All
it
right, so
Donnie.
this is
hosting
Donnie's
duties. Are...
Today,
Yeah, take over, Donnie.
Today we're going to go into a time machine. I'm going to give you a couple of pictures of athletes, well-known athletes when they were kids,
Right.
and you're going to have to tell me who it is.
Okay.
We're going to start with Boo. We're going to go to
Have
Boo
we
and Phil.
retired trivia because I just kept beating everyone?
Yeah.
No,
was
it
bad.
seems that we wanted to go with more of a visual medium. It seems better for the at-large, the fans,
Yeah, my
and the players.
My brain is cooked. My memory is gone.
So, Paul, will you be able to get us our show up on the television here in front of us so that I could see the
Yeah, we got. I
board?
see a guy off into the corner. You know, a soccer player. I don't want to give it away.
Whoa,
But I see him out there. You know, I know it's not going to be mine. He's out there in the corner. I'm having an idea. I formulated an idea of who I think he is.
All right, so
Okay,
there he
well,
is.
this one is taboo, though, unfortunately for
Okay.
you. So,
Actually, I'm almost positive who I think he is now.
I'm going to give you 10 seconds.
what's it's an NFL player.
Indeed.
All right. 10 seconds on the clock?
Yes, it is. I'm counting it off this studio clock that we
You're
have.
close to
That's
done now.
Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, that's yep.
You are correct. It's none other than Aaron Rodgers.
None other than there we go.
Okay, we're going to go over to Phil. Who's got one so far? It's good for you.
Let's see if I got.
Okay, who is this young NBA star? You're going to start now.
So it's a young NBA star.
Indeed.
So he's young.
And
I'm gonna say Kyrie Irving.
You are going to say correct. Why it's Kyrie Irving.
you really thought about these
Yes, I
answers.
did.
too.
Yes, I did. All right, we're going to go back to Boo. We got an even split here. I made
you're
these
not
easy
playing.
so
Yeah,
far.
that wouldn't make sense.
Of course, I'm not playing. I put this together. All right. We're going to go to this young Super Bowl champion, former, and we're going to start now. You're on the clock.
He narrowed it down for you too.
You know what? I have 2 people that I think it kind of looks like.
Well,
and
you got 5
and
seconds.
they're both Super Bowl champions.
Got to pick one.
I'm
Three
going to go
seconds.
Drew Brees.
You are correct. That's
It was
Drew
either
Brees.
that or Eli Manning.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know.
I thought
That
that was
is
Brees or Eli.
Drew Brees. Okay.
That's right. He said
We're
that's
gonna go
right.
to-
He knew you were going to get it right. Wait a minute. How did you know to say that's right? How did you know?
That could have come up really bad. All right, we got to go to the next one.
All right, next
All right,
up.
for Philly,
Tell me
we're going to go to this gentleman.
I don't know who this guy is.
We're going to start
Oh, I know.
now. You're on the clock. Can you name this former Cy Young winner?
Former Cy Young. He's
You have
batting
5
right.
seconds.
I don't know. You can't steal.
Can I steal?
Could it be
No, you can-
Matt Cain?
Well, you're incorrect.
Granke.
You are correct.
Wow.
It's Zach Greinke.
Look at that.
That
look.
looks exactly like Granke. Yeah, I can see that.
I didn't know. I don't know much
Who
about
has
him
the
as Zach
lead
Greinke. It looks like.
2-1 going into this last round?
Oh, so he
Do
clinches
people
if he
still
gets
do
this one.
this anymore?
Okay, Boo. No, they don't. We're going to go to the last round. Boo, this is to you. Who is this NBA All-Star? We are on the clock now.
Who is
10
this
seconds.
Steph Curry.
Holy damn. You got it. It's Steph Curry. I would have thought that would have been a little bit of trickery if you get my drift. Well, you did clinch this one, but we're going to go to the last player. So, Phil, this is to you to end it. This is probably the hardest one, too.
Let me see.
To just salvage yourself. Who is this butterball who became
I don't
an
even
MLB player?
So I don't even have his face. I have a profile look of him.
You're on the clock right
yeah, I'm
now.
on the clock. No
You got to
idea.
guess. Something in the picture should give it away to you.
He's a lefty. I don't know.
Yes. And looking at the mid,
I know he's a first baseman.
you have 3 seconds.
I don't know. Matt Stairs.
It's Eric Hosmer.
Oh yeah, that real giveaway. That's right. No, there's no
The
way I
face
got
does
that.
definitely look like him.
Yeah, it's a profile shot. I can't even see.
It's the only thing I can find, bro. You would have had a better shot with that kid on the left.
Oh my goodness.
The resolution of the picture is also very poor. It
Did you
is.
scan a
It was up on-
polar?
it was
Did you
up-
scan a polar
It's
into
Mike
your
Johnson,
computer?
yeah. All right, well, that's going to end
That's right.
the Bridgeside challenge. Boo is our champion for this week.
I took him down. Finally, somebody had to.
All right, Paul, you could take this one off for now.
Thank you so much.
Get this off.
What do I get?
Get this
You
off,
should have
Paul.
had that. My
I should have had that. No, I should have
was
had.
hard.
Okay, I should have had
That
the
was
Cy
the
Young
hardest
winner.
one by far.
All right. So anyway, feels good. Thank you guys.
People's
I think
champion.
it's time for our question of the night.
Question of the week.
Question of the week.
Question of
of
the-
the night.
question of the
week. Possibly. It could be just that good. So our question of the week was, what is the best sports movie of all time? And we had some good responses. I mean, as soon as I think of sports movies, there's like 15 that just pop into my mind. So it's definitely something we could debate here for a while. So let's start with yours, Phil. What is the best sports movie of all time in your eyes?
We would talk about comedy or whatever it may be, but for me, the best sports movie is Rocky. It's one of my favorite movies of all time, and then it goes into a sports movie, makes it even better. I feel like boxing always brings to sport. Boxing always makes a great sports movie. I feel you got like Rocky, Raging Bull, those movies, and there's so many Rockies, but they were good. But the first Rocky, I thought was a fantastic movie. You even had a football player playing Apollo Creed and
That's
Carl
the best
Weathers.
Rocky? Rocky
I think
1?
so. Yeah, I think that's a hands down winner right there.
Donnie, what's the best Rocky?
I think widely acknowledged is two of my favorite.
No,
four.
widely acknowledged as one.
It's not.
Yes, it won Best Picture.
If we're talking Back to the Future, I don't want to get off topic. Back to the Future, there's some twos that are better than ones. I think Rocky 1 is generally thought of as the best Rocky.
I
You think
don't know
Back to
about
the
that, man.
Future 2 is better than Back to the
Let's
Future
not get
1?
off topic, Phil.
Okay.
I do,
Big
though.
Biff Tannen fan.
I do think Back to the Future 2. Back to the Future 3, also very underrated, but again...
No.
It's perfectly.
Yes,
I
I'm
perfectly
going way-
rated as shit.
I'm going way off topic with that. I like the Wild West.
Anyway, fair enough.
I love Back to the Future.
Donnie, so you're going to get started with Rocky. Donnie, get us started with one.
All right, I'm a huge baseball guy, as you well know. My personal favorite is what I would think is the best is 8 Men Out. Very underrated
Really?
movie.
Wow.
I wasn't expecting that.
Field of Dreams, also
Field of
a
Dreams.
very, very, very good movie.
Fantastic movie. One of the movies that really tugs at the heartstrings.
If I'm gonna go, then I'm gonna go separately into the comedy realm. I'm gonna say Kingpin, one of my
love
favorite
it.
movies of all time.
You got
Great
me into
sports
Kingpin.
/ comedy movie, and then I'm also gonna go into the Major League 1 and 2. The Major League franchise.
Major League's
1 and
great.
2 are phenomenal. 3 was dog shit, but I'll let that one go. Major League 2, yeah, and like I said, 8 Men Out is, I think, phenomenal.
I'm going to go, just when you talk about comedy, best sports comedy of all time is Caddyshack.
Oh yeah,
Phenomenal
it's tough
movie.
to argue.
It is golf.
I got Happy Gilmore up there, though, and that's
Happy
cool.
Gilmore was
good-
pretty
good
good,
movie,
too.
good movie.
But we already documented how much I don't like Adam Sandler.
true.
So I'm not
But
going to put him
your
up
one
there.
movie that I like of him is Happy Gilmore.
It is Happy Gilmore.
Billy
Good.
Madison was good too.
Okay. I'm gonna say also. I mentioned He Got Game. Oh, I didn't mention He Got
No.
Game, but He Got
That's
Game is
good.
a really
Ray
good
movie,
one.
I thought you were gonna
Spike
say the
Lee
other
joint.
one.
Spike Lee joint.
White
What
Man
else?
Can't
White
Jump.
Man
I think
Can't
I
Jump
said.
is what
I
I was
like
talking
White Man
about
Can't
before.
Jump
White
better than He
Man
Got
Can't
Game.
Jump
yeah.
is
In our
amazing.
pre-production meeting, we were talking about White Man Can't Jump.
That was the pre-production. meeting?
Yeah, that's the pre-production meeting.
Peak Wesley
Oh.
Snipes, Woody Harrelson. Peak.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what peak
And
either of them
Rosie
was.
Perez. Let me ask you.
Peak Rosie Perez.
Let me ask you. Sports movies tend to be very, very
Oh, Billy.
uplifting too at points. What do you think the most uplifting sports movie is?
Well, I mean, I know Tommy was talking about Tommy Reynolds. He chimed in and he said Rudy.
Yeah.
Rudy could be
Very
the
good
most,
movie.
Yeah.
That might be the
Very
most
uplifting.
Hoosiers is very uplifting.
Hoosiers is-
Phenomenal movie
Yes,
too.
yes,
Yeah.
that's a great movie.
It always typically
I feel like,
rated
yeah.
at the top when you look at like those lists when ESPN does a lot of different fields.
I'm sorry. I feel
Yeah.
like sports movies they can really achieve that uplifting moment. Where like down in the dumps. And then,
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
And
Rudy. I mean, but like he brought a Field of Dreams too. Field of Dreams. I mean, that's just
Yeah,
that
I
really.
think
If you don't,
there's a
if you
ton of
don't,
good baseball
if you don't
movies.
feel some sort of emotion at Field of Dreams, then you're just.
Here's a question.
Come
What's
on.
the best football movie of all time?
So we said
Oh,
Is it
Rudy.
Rudy?
Oh, it's
Rudy.
the Replacements, without a doubt.
The Replacements.
Keanu Reeves.
Wait, hold on. The
Viggo.
Replacements is fantastic. I
It's a
love
good
The
movie, but
Replacements.
you're
No,
overrating
it's not
it
the best. Not the best.
drastically.
No.
It's not fantastic.
It's a-
I'm going
I
to give
think
you
so.
one. I'm going to
Doesn't
throw
merit-
one.
What?
Let me throw one in the mix here. Any Given Sunday.
It's a good movie.
I don't know.
What?
I'm not a big fan of getting
I was
given
expecting
Sunday.
a
You're not an
reaction.
Oliver Stone guy.
I'm not. Yeah, he was. Oliver Stone will get off. He was really good, and I think he just fell off. He's
Pacino's
gone.
great in that.
Pacino, he's good, but that's
Willie
Pacino at his
Beeman?
best with overacting and everything.
Little Dennis Quaid action.
what about Remember the Titans?
Remember
That's a
the
great
Titans
movie.
is a very good movie.
Leon
Also,
Marshall.
I do think
could
it's
throw in.
I do think it's Rudy. Rudy's great.
Okay.
I got to agree with Tommy. For football, Rudy. But remember the Titans right there, too. I'm not a big Any Given Sunday fan. I like replacements better than Any Given Sunday.
I did like We Are Marshall. I got to keep going with the underrated movies.
You keep going under,
Yeah.
Let me think of some other ones.
We got some from the stream, guys.
Whoa, yeah.
Paul,
I'm here.
Bring it
Waiting
in,
for you
Paul.
to jump in,
Very
baby.
loud, huh?
All right, what you got here, Paulie?
We got the stream here. Chris, why don't you put it up on camera one? Hold it there. Oh, there's Mike's comment with Caddyshack, but let's go. Win says, Pride of the Yankees, Major League, Field of Dreams, a lot of classics.
Yep.
Katie Hakusa says, Bend It Like Beckham is one of my favorite
Never
movies
saw it,
ever.
don't
Honorable
care to.
mentions, Talladega Nights.
Agreed.
Remember the
Talladega
Titans.
Nights is good.
that's a good one.
Maybe Chris
Oh,
Venture saw
Andrew
Semi-pro.
Gladwin, Major League is probably my favorite.
Yeah.
Green Street Hooligans is a good
yeah.
semi-sports movie. John Columbano, Pride of the Yankees.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Kristen Colster, Bill Durham, A League of Their Own.
League of Their Own was
Major
great.
League,
Great
Field
movie.
of Dreams, The Natural, Days of Thunder.
Days of Thunder. It's
Okay.
a racing movie.
Yeah. By the way,
Here's one we didn't talk about: Space Jam.
Space Jam, phenomenal.
That's great.
Yeah.
I love Space.
By the way, Semi-Pro. They
Great
do Talladega
soundtrack
Nights,
too. Great
underrated.
soundtrack. Space Jam.
How many sports movies has Will Ferrell been in? Now that I'm thinking
Remember
about it,
Semi-Pro.
that Spanish movie that he was a baseball player?
I'm gonna count Blades of Glory.
Okay,
as
no,
kind of a
that's
sports
absolutely a
movie.
sports movie. That's 3. What Spanish one was a baseball player?
Casa de mi
Semi-pro.
padre.
Yeah, semi-pro. We said
Yeah, that's 3. And Talladega
Talladega.
Nights.
Talladega.
So we also got some Instagram questions.
Oh,
Okay.
Kicking and Screaming. He was in that soccer
Kicking-
movie.
that's true.
Yeah.
All right,
With
what's
Mike
Irk,
Ditka.
Irkwan on Instagram says Slapshot. If you disagree, then I'm putting on the
Good
foil.
classic. Sure. Yep.
Yeah.
Mary Ann 3, Sandlot, A League of Their Own, Talladega
Oh,
Nights.
Sandlot's a
LOL.
great one.
Yeah,
And then
Sandlot is
we didn't-
And we
fantastic.
just talked about this pretty now. that I'm
Rich
thinking
Han,
of-
Rich Han
Okay,
Problems,
keep going.
Miracle. You liked Miracle. And Danver NYC, The Natural Endor, The Sting.
The Sting is. I mean, I
Is
guess
that a
because it's
sports
sports
movie?
betting. Don't they bet on the
Sports betting.
horses?
I mean, we might as well
What
talk
about
about
Moneyball?
the McConaughey movie
Yeah.
where, where he picks
Two for the
games.
money.
Yeah,
This was
two
one of
for the
great-
money.
I think that won an Oscar for
Moneyball.
Best Picture.
Moneyball
No,
is
it
in there too. Moneyball would be in there. That's a sports movie.
But you did, Paul, before you say anything else, because you seem to do that, before you mentioned, so somebody mentioned The Sandlot, and then we mentioned pre-production Rookie of the Year and Little Big League, which is always an
And
argument.
Angels in the Outfield. Well, that's
and
really
Angels
around the
in
same
the
time.
outfield, yeah.
I also think Dana D'Angelo commented on someone's Facebook feed.
Let's say that into the mic, though.
Little Giants.
Little Giants is another good
Oh,
one.
great movie. Great Ed O'Neill vehicle.
Let's talk about real quick
I
what
thought
you
it was
just
Rick
asked. me.
Moranis' vehicle.
Those three.
Both. It's both.
Rick Moranis' vehicle.
Rick
yeah.
Moranis owned the early '90s, and
Honey,
you
I
can't
Shrunk
disagree
the,
with
Honey, I
that.
Shrunk the Kids.
Out of those three, which basically came out about the same time, Angels in the Outfield, Little Big League, Rookie of the Year. Is there a favorite for you, Donnie?
Yeah, it's Rookie of the Year, definitely.
Yeah, it's
Is
Stern.
Stern, oh my God, Stern.
I don't know. Angels in the Outfield. Powerhouse lineup. You got Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Danny Glover, Matthew McConaughey, Tony Danza. How could you beat that?
Yeah, Busey.
Did you really just say Tony Danza?
Tony Danza. He makes the catch. He's the pitcher.
He hasn't been relevant since like 75.
My goal one day
Post the
is
boss,
to play.
baby.
My goal one day is to be an actor and play like a soon to retire pitcher. Like there seems to be one in every single one of these baseball.
You got to
movies.
respect
Oh, the
Tony
Rock.
Dan-
There's Rocket Stedman.
You got to
Absolutely.
respect Tony Danza because every role he plays, his name is like Tony. I'm pretty sure every role he plays.
I respect that. All right. So anyway, I think it was a good conversation with definitely a lot of movies. It just makes you realize how many good sports movies there
No,
are,
sports
and
just-
so many of them are uplifting.
Uplifting, baby.
Yes.
Come on.
And we
Come
missed
on.
a
You hate on
thousand
that,
of
but
them.
Yeah, we
missed
missed. We could sit here all day and we can come up with more, but I think we hit on some
Everyone
of the
loves
big
the
ones.
underdog story.
Yeah, yeah, but okay. Next week, do we have a question of the week yet?
Yes, we do.
Donnie, why don't you hit him with it?
And the question for next week is going to be, what is the greatest single sporting event that has ever occurred?
My God,
That's right. It's vast. Probably more vast than the sports movies category, which is very hard.
We're expanding the universe,
Yeah.
baby. We're expanding the
the
universe.
best,
This video game,
the
movie,
single best sporting event
that
sporting
has
event
ever occurred.
ever
my
occurred.
God,
That's correct.
is it moment in sports
The
or is
history of
it?
the universe.
Just an event. It could
Okay.
be a hockey match,
A cricket
it could
match?
be- it could be a cricket match.
Yeah.
I mean,
let's hope it's. Let's hope it's not a
World
cricket
Cup.
match.
I'm just watching my
Yeah, I don't know
stuff.
what's going on.
So I'm on TV. I don't know.
Anyway, so that's our show for this week. Please watch Bridgeside live tomorrow night, where you'll see Oheen Cornelius on this stage. So please, that's at 9 o'clock tomorrow, Bridgeside Live. As always, watch our clips throughout the week, and we'll be right back here next Monday night at 9:30 for another episode of Bridgeside Sports Live. Thank you. Take it easy.
Go Bridgeside. Next one,
That was